Here's something wild. There are people out there, people who know almost nothing about a subject, who are absolutely convinced they're experts. And it's not arrogance. It's not ego. It's actually a cognitive blind spot, a glitch in how the human brain evaluates its own competence. This is the Dunning-Kruger Effect. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand why the dumbest person in the room is often the most confident, and why you might be falling for it right now. So check this out. In 1995, a guy named MacArthur Wheeler walked into two banks in Pittsburgh in broad daylight. No mask, no disguise, just his face on the security cameras. He was arrested within hours, and when police showed him the footage, he was genuinely shocked. He muttered, "But I wore the juice." See, Wheeler had read somewhere that lemon juice can be used as invisible ink. And in his mind, if lemon juice makes your writing invisible on paper, then rubbing it on his face would make you invisible to cameras. He wasn't high. He wasn't joking. He genuinely believed this would work. Now, two psychologists at Cornell, David Dunning and Justin Kruger, read about this and thought, there's something deeper going on here. Not just about Wheeler being dumb, but about a fundamental flaw in how all humans assess their own abilities. So they ran an experiment, and what they found changed how psychologists understand competence forever. Dunning and Kruger gave their students tests in grammar, logic, and humor. Then they asked each student to estimate how well they did, where they ranked compared to everyone else. The results were fascinating. The students who scored in the bottom quarter, the worst performers, estimated they were in the top third. They thought they were above average when they were literally at the bottom. Meanwhile, the actual top performers, they underestimated themselves. They assumed everyone else was about as good as they were. Here's the key insight. The skills you need to be good at something are the same skills you need to recognize that you're bad at it. Think about that. If you don't know the rules of grammar, you can't tell whether your grammar is wrong. If you don't understand logic, you can't spot the flaws in your own reasoning. It's a double curse. You're not just incompetent. You're incompetent at knowing you're incompetent. Now flip it. The people who actually know their stuff, they suffer from the opposite problem. When you're truly skilled at something, you become acutely aware of how much there is to know. You see the nuances, the edge cases, the things you still don't understand. And so you assume everyone else sees those things too. You think, well, this is obvious, right? Everyone knows this. This is called imposter syndrome, and it's essentially the other side of the Dunning-Kruger coin. The expert assumes everyone is as knowledgeable as they are. The novice assumes they're as knowledgeable as the experts. Both are wrong, but only one of them is confident about it. Here's the uncomfortable part. The Dunning-Kruger effect isn't something that happens to other people. It happens to everyone, including you, including me. Right now, there's probably a topic where you think you know a lot more than you actually do. Maybe it's politics. Maybe it's nutrition. Maybe it's something you watched a 10-minute YouTube video about, and now you feel like an expert. And that's the thing. We live in an age that accelerates this effect. Google gives you the illusion of knowledge. You read a headline, you watch a clip, and your brain goes, "Yep, I got this. I understand this completely." But reading about something and actually understanding it are two very different things. Dunning himself said it best. The first rule of Dunning-Kruger Club is you don't know you're in Dunning-Kruger Club. So what do? How do you avoid being the person who rubs lemon juice on their face and thinks they're invisible? 3 things. First, actively seek feedback. Not from your friends. Not from people who will tell you what you want to hear. From people who will tell you the truth. People who know more than you do. Second, study more. This sounds obvious, but it's profound. The more you learn about a subject, the more you'll realize how much you don't know. That feeling of, I don't know enough yet, that's actually a sign of competence. It means you've moved past the peak of Mount Stupid. Third, Practice intellectual humility. Accept that on many topics, you are probably less informed than you think. And that's okay. The smartest people in the room aren't the ones with all the answers. They're the ones who know which questions to ask. There's this famous graph. The x-axis is knowledge. The y-axis is confidence. At the start, when you know almost nothing, confidence is sky high. This is Mount Stupid. The peak where you know just enough to be dangerous, but not enough to know it. Then, as you learn more, confidence crashes. You enter the valley of humility, where you realize how much you don't know. And only after that, after grinding through the valley, after genuinely studying and practicing, does confidence slowly climb back up. But this time it's earned. It's based on actual competence. The goal isn't to eliminate confidence. The goal is to make sure your confidence matches your competence. If this video made you think, even a little, about where you might be overestimating your own knowledge, then it did its job. Because the antidote to the Dunning-Kruger effect isn't knowing everything. It's knowing that you don't. If you want more deep dives into the psychology of how your mind works, the tricks, the biases, the blind spots, hit that subscribe button. We drop new videos every week. Until next time, stay curious and stay humble.